What's up, everyone? This is the BumCast. I am your host, HBIC, the head bum in charge, along with Bologna, the Southside Bum, and a late to the show, Dougie Freshness. Very unacceptable. Unauthorized vacation, showing up to work late. This is another strike on his performance review.
Tough scenes for Dougie Freshness. I mean, like you mentioned, unauthorized vacation and now showing up late. Tough scenes. Yeah, Aaron could hop in if she wants. Maybe she's gonna Wally Pip Dougie for good. He said a couple 2-3 minutes. We'll see how long the clock's running.
Yeah, we'll see. It's good seeing you again. It's been a couple days. We had a fun weekend at the ballpark. So yeah, I'm fully recovered finally. I am on my water game tonight just because of Saturday was rough. I think I'm literally still dehydrated. I'm still dehydrated, I think, from Saturday.
It was a hot one. I said it in the pregame promo for Twitter. It was hot as balls out there. I'm surprised no one passed out, to tell you the truth. Like, I'm used to working outside in the heat. It was still hot for me. I can't imagine. Like, I know Julie was struggling for a little while. A lot of people were struggling. We went through those waters. Shout out Marge in the comments. She hit us up. She said, there's water at my work on sale. I'm going to bring some water. And I'm like, oh, I got a case. We needed all of the waters. So yeah. Credit to everyone not passing out. Chicago tough.
That is Chicago tough, man. Yeah, but then, Johnny, you had a nice sweet life for the game. You were nice air conditioned, man.
Yeah, air conditioned.
I couldn't complain. It was very nice in that it was very nice in that AC. Alexis, once again, I know it's her birthday month's over, but happy birthday to her once again. So but yeah, that suite was real nice. That was like the second time I've ever been in a suite before. I don't know if you guys ever been in a suite at the Sox game.
Not at the Sox game. If anybody wants to invite us.
Yeah, it's super nice. It's really nice. I enjoyed myself. All you can eat and drink for the time that you were there for the game. And if you want anything extra, you could have, we added it as well too. So I would definitely do that again. It was really, really, really a good experience, especially for the day that we had. It was obviously you talked about it. It was extremely hot. So it was perfect day to be in that suite. So, for all the people who were sitting in the 108 or outside the seats, obviously, I don't know how, once you guys sat down, was it a lot better or, worse or just kind of the same?
Well, when we sat down, Jason, you had Stadium Club passes. So you called Johnny, sweet life, but you went up to the Stadium Club and enjoyed the AC. We're gonna know. You know what? He's late. Let me finish my story and then we could get to Dougie. Half of the 108 was in the sun, and our row that you had got tickets for, Jason, 17, was the last row in the shade. So as soon as I sat down, I'm like, I made it. This is glorious. I love it. And then you guys are in the Stadium Club, including my wife, because she needed to cool down, understandably so. So I'm like, I'm just sitting by myself. Let me go mingle with everyone else. So I ended up moving down and just started cooking. So that's on me.
No, I gotta give shout out to Chirizi. He didn't go to the game, so he's like, "Do you want my Stadium Club passes?" I was like, "Absolutely." It's like, I know my wife loves the Stadium Club, and she's gonna want to go. Cool down for a bit. And then Julie was like, yes, I'm coming immediately. So yeah, you wanted to bake out there. That's fine, dude. So, but it was cool. We hung out with Wally and Angie, and it was great.
Luke Collar, man of the people. I did spill beer on the Bill Walton jersey. And Luke was like, oh, that was nice. Thanks. He thought I was like spraying water on people. No, my drunk ass just spilled water on your jersey. Yeah. All right, Dougie. Let's get to the man of the hour. We waited long enough. He booked it. He booked his ass from O'Hare to get here. Sprinting.
You're only 5 minutes late, so that's acceptable. I will let that go. If we're talking 10-15 minutes,
not
man.
A tardy. You're not giving him a tardy.
I 5 minutes. We'll give him a pass on that. But if it was 10-15 minutes, that would have been That would have been bad.
How you feeling, Dougie? Let's hear it. Tell me.
Dougie.
You know what? I'm gonna come out hot out of the gates. I'm gonna piss some people off right now. Okay.
All right.
The Bermuda Triangle did a number. You didn't get triangled.
I did not get triangled. But yeah, I'm gonna say some stuff, and it's gonna offend a lot of people, especially a lot of people on White Sox Twitter. I fucking hate Midway Airport. Midway Airport can suck a bag of dicks. I am pro O'Hare, everything going forward. Okay. And I understand why.
And thanks for coming.
I understand why White Sox Twitter has a love for it. And at one point I did too. It feels like that, cozy little, it feels like the White Sox, it feels second grade, to O'Hare and everything like that. I'm done with that shit. Honestly, I am. On the way there, 4 a.m., took 50 minutes to get through fucking TSA at 4 o'clock in the morning. Get the fuck out of here. Okay. Secondly,
15 minutes?
50.
Oh,
50.
50. I'm like, 15's not that bad.
No,
I mean, I know it's 4 o'clock in the morning, but 50's a problem. 50's a problem.
Yeah, 50 at 4 a.m. Second thing. Okay. So we get through. And so now we're hustling because I didn't think, hey, we would have to be there that early, So I start filling up the water bottles, right? Well, the girls go hit the bathrooms. Toilets are flushing. The water pressure's going down. So every time the toilets were flushing, the water pressure would drop. I'm like, what the hell is this? I mean, I get it. It's all the same water and everything, but come on, be better than that. And then this one's from last trip. I just didn't bring it up because I know everybody loves Midway. White Sox Bar and Grill. That thing might be worse than the fucking team. That place is terrible. Terrible. Go ahead. I know you were going to say.
Well, I bummed that place because they couldn't get the White Sox games there because they couldn't afford their cable package.
Right.
So
yeah, I do remember that.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I'm not saying I'm never going to go back to Midway. I'll go back to Midway, but I think O'Hare's better.
Dougie,
there's a lot of people. Go ahead.
No, the only time I've ever had an issue at Midway was when I went for my sister's wedding, and that was also a 5 a.m. flight. I don't think they're just prepared for the 5 a.m. flights because every other time it's been 10 minutes, boom, I'm through security. But the one time I had an issue was for a 5 a.m. flight. We got to Midway at like 4. Like you said, it took a very long time, and we were running. We got onto the plane with like 10 minutes left to spare. Like we were running to our gate, which every time we have a flight at Midway, we're always at the end of the terminal. Like we never get like the front gates. So it's like fucking cocksuckers.
I feel that that's everybody when they fly. It's always the last one. I think it's just one of those like Truman Show type things where like they're just watching us and they're like, give them the last one again. It's always the longest walk.
Yeah, I'm never taking a 5 a.m. flight at Midway ever again. It seems to be a trend.
Bruhan Luke said it. Remember, I had stories on a previous Bums Happy Hour where I told my TSA horror stories. Yeah. I worked TSA at Midway for a little bit. And yeah, 4 a.m., 5 a.m., they're very understaffed because there's not a lot of things going on then, except for Dougie and his family moving through the airport. So that's a problem. The problem, there's a lot of people agreeing with you. Marge and Aaron saying O'Hare superior.
No.
The only problem I have with O'Hare, I do agree. For domestic flights, O'Hare is superior. For international flights, Terminal 5, like going to Mexico, O'Hare Terminal 5, I might as well walk to Mexico. That thing is like straight out of the 60s. They've never updated it. I know
it's remodeled now.
I've heard it's remodeled now, but it's still not. I don't think it's up to snuff compared to other airports. So if I am flying to Mexico, I'd rather fly Midway.
That's fair. But yes, they did upgrade Terminal 5. As soon as Southwest moved in there, the money came. So it got upgraded pretty fast.
Yeah, Terminal 5, like I said, I'd rather take a Greyhound bus.
Yeah. So my only other one hot take is I'm going to tell you guys something. Citi Field has better food than the White Sox. 100%. Ooh. Yeah.
I think Dougie's becoming a New York guy. I think that's what it is.
No, you'll find out in my bums. Definitely not a New York guy. Yeah.
So
no,
why is their food superior? Because that's a strong accusation, man.
Yeah.
Because the Sox have very, very good food.
Yeah. I know. I do. Like, I would tell everybody whenever I would go to another stadium, I'd be like, hey, I'm like, you should try the White Sox. White Sox got better food than here. This is the first time that I've ever been surprised. I went to Yankee Stadium and didn't like the food. But Citi Field, they got something going, man. I mean, I was in basically what would be considered like their club level, and that Plaza, dude. I mean, they had fresh briskets that were just made, corned beef or pastrami, just carving up that stuff. And then all those restaurants that like kind of like are in the outfield, none of them are repeat restaurants, and they're all like from top name chefs. So like the dude Man versus Food guy, that Adam whatever.
Oh, Adam Richmond.
Adam Richmond.
Yeah, he's got his own Juicy Lucy burger out in the outfield.
Ooh.
Looked phenomenal. Yeah, like everything was expensive, but everything looked really like top notch. You know, like chef quality.
So what you're saying is that like we need a like guaranteed rate. Comiskey needs a Rick Bayless taco stand.
I would.
No, fuck that. Fuck Rick Bayless and his taco stands. I mean, you might as well gentrify the place. Get Paco's Tacos in left field, and then we're talking. You know.
Yeah. No, I mean, it was legit, man. And they took like, you know, like I tried one of the best pizza spots in New York, this Prince Pizza or whatever that Sandy from New York put me onto. They got 2 of them inside the stadium. So it isn't like
nice.
Yeah, I mean, like they did it right, you know? So that's one thing I will tell you.
Rodog's got a great idea. Calumet Fisheries smoker stand somewhere in the stadium. Yeah.
Okay.
That'd be fantastic. Yeah, a little bit of that,
chicken.
you know, like
We'll throw a
Harold's chicken, get a Paco's Tacos, get a little bit, you know, like almost like a taste of Chicago.
Hell yeah, dude. You could do like a Harold's chicken on one end and then an Uncle Remus on the other, and it could be like a battle of the outfield.
You didn't go with the classic New York slice, Sabaro?
No.
So besides the baseball, how was the cruise, Dougie? Did they tell you why it's the Bermuda Triangle? How you didn't get more crossing into it or something?
Yeah, it was actually just like a really shitty story that I heard. It was like kind of like GPS signals would get very weak in that area, and then people would just get lost and either run out of fuel or something like that and end up in the wrong direction because of just where it was at. That's at least what a couple locals told me. So, but it was moist out, really, really raining. It rained a lot. That hurricane that's like pushing through that.
Yeah. Like Hurricane Beryl, Beryl.
Yeah. Even where it was at, like where it had started over there, you could tell something was brewing because it was like windy and rainy and everything like that. We had a couple good days, but you know, just drink a lot.
You could have got, I mean, you got tan. I could tell you got tan, but we did too, courtesy of Lot B and the asphalt.
Yeah, that's what I heard. Yeah. Guys, look like you guys killed it again.
Yes, well, thank you. So let's talk about our fun little Saturday, because we had 2 special guests. One's a reoccurring. John Schriffen stopped by again, but for the first time, he kept his word. Steve Stone stopped by Lot B. He came right at the beginning, though. I think it was like 10:15. He was there, ready to go. Chef wasn't even like ready, getting the grill warmed up yet, man. And he was there, but he took the people who showed up early and I want to say on time, but the people who showed up right at the beginning, were able to get some pictures with Stoney. He stuck around for about like 15 minutes, I would say.
Yeah, 15-20 minutes.
Yeah, but it was really cool to talk to him and introduce ourselves. And he's a nice guy in person. I did joke that, you know, there's probably like half of that tailgate was blocked by Steve Stone.
Oh yeah, for sure. It was perfect that he showed up when he did. One, he's an older guy, so like it's almost like the early bird special, you know. Like he's gonna show up. The food wasn't even ready by the time he got there, but it was probably better. Which was shocking when he verbally committed to go, and we started the rumors of like, will Stone Pony show up or not? You know, we all joked around that like John Schriffen just shows up. You know, he's a man of the people, just walks the lots. We thought for sure Stoney was gonna have security and like an escort and like, like Sox detail with him. I didn't see any of that, Jason. Did you, Johnny?
No,
did you?
I did
he
not.
was on his own too, which was shocking because obviously he's a Chicago sports legend. And I thought for sure, at least like, somebody with a walkie-talkie or, a couple bigger burly guys or something. No, he was just a man of the people out with the cesspool of White Sox Twitter, if you will.
Yes. I mean, in all fairness, he has half that cesspool blocked, so half of them probably didn't even know he was coming.
Yeah, no, but dude, he was a hit. Obviously,
that's cool.
Like everyone. This is a picture. We talked for a little bit. Jason, do you even know? I was almost like floating. I don't even remember what we talked about. All he did was ask about the food and like how like who sponsors this and like I explained a little bit about
talked
about the t-shirts
like,
and stuff.
Yeah, we talked about like how we do the tailgates and how we set it up and just like that. But yeah, we didn't want to like there's a lot of people trying to grab pictures with them, and we were still at that point still setting up.
Yeah,
so I was trying to just say hi real quick and thank him for stopping by, and then get the rest of the mimosa bar and Bloody Mary bar finished prepped. So yeah, it was good. I think he definitely appreciated what we were doing, and it was just great. And then he did make your wife or your mother-in-law very happy.
I said it on the Bums Happy Hour on Friday that my mother-in-law, longtime Cubs fan, she's loved Steve Stone from the beginning. And a lot of the times during these Whiskey at Comiskey, she's the one watching the kids. And this time my mom did. And there was like, we were trying to figure out, like, do you think he's coming? Because she really wanted to be there. And in the long run, she probably should have come, but she had other things to plan. So Julie ended up FaceTiming my mother-in-law, and Steve Stone just had a really nice conversation with her. It was awesome. Like, it was like he took time to talk to her. They talked for maybe like a minute or two, and that was it. So I mean, credit to him because like he didn't have to do that, but he obliged. And then he talked to the guy to the right of this picture who had the classic Steve Stone picture, and Brian was laughing that I'm not sure. Steve Stone might have been like, "Good job, little buddy." Like he might have thought he might have thought Brian S stands for Brian Special or something.
Have a very special day for a very special little man.
But it was awesome. I mean, he was great.
Yeah. What else we got in the photo? But okay, but yeah,
I mean,
shout out to Chef Ruddy again, and the family with the McGriddle bites, the Hasselbeck sausage, the sliders, the banana bread, the parfait. That was all great stuff. It was everyone enjoyed the food, and it was cool doing the brunchy stuff. Like the mimosas and the bloodies and the Mitchies were a hit. So yeah, that was except for the heat.
The heat was bad, but everything else was great. Like I said, yeah, Chef Ruddy killed it. Everyone was raving about the McGriddle bites. I know John Schriffen was a fan of it. Yeah. He also, Jason, you were the one that brought like pounds of bacon. And Chef Ruddy just cooked up pounds of bacon to the point where Aloha Mr. Hand had one of those little baskets just walking around serving people bacon. It was awesome. Like, that was great. Like, I saw somebody like putting them in their bloodies and Mitchies. I'm like, that's a great idea. Like get some more of that going.
Yep.
So yeah, it was awesome.
Bacon.
Also good to see Team Gumball. Artie Gumball's hopped into the tailgate too, flew in with his wife, so got to meet the missus. Awesome having him at the tailgate again. So yeah, shout out to Artie for coming through as well.
Shout out to Artie. Obviously, the whole family came through. The wife and like the kids showed up later. I had this picture highlighted. Shout out to Jared to making it to the game. We were in Milwaukee, and I told him, I'm like, "Are you gonna make it today?" And he's like, "I'm gonna make it." And I was like, "Take it easy on the Malore." And he's like, "I learned my lesson." But he obviously, I mean, he's a whiskey guy, but he was able to handle his own. And I love seeing Jared in the stadium.
Yeah. Another quick shout out to Road Dog as well for hooking us up and getting us in early in the parking spots. That was a huge game changer.
100%. I'm glad you mentioned it now. I was going to mention it later in like, when we do the bums and MVBs, but he should have been mentioned early and often because Road Dogg came through in the clutch. And this was the first time we were able to get into the lot before anyone else. Like we didn't have to wait in line. We all got there and we just caravanned in and just waited to set up. Road Dogg came through. Obviously, like Brian and Marge, Aaron, everyone that came early to caravan with us. Thank you. But yeah, that VIP access or just that it was like 15, 20 minutes early, but that made all the difference in the world because we got that corner spot with the aisle and we had our things set up before anybody got up there and it was great. So thank you once again to Road Dogg. That was clutch.
So I want to bring this up. We got the Schriffen came by again, and you might have to have a nice conversation with him next time you see him, Peter.
Me and John Schriffen, we're still cool. Maybe I should talk to Julie about her tweet. I didn't put it up there. One, because I didn't want to embarrass myself too often, but we're still cool. John Schriffen, I don't blame him. Like every so often, Jason, we have to, we talk about ladies on the show or something like that. Like, the wives should have the same courtesy. So she said that John Schriffen is a good looking man and she hated to see him go. So I hated to see him go too, because he got there late and we didn't get to see him for all that often. We didn't take a picture with him this time. We've done it the last 2 times. So I echo Julie's sentiment.
Don't hate the player, hate the game.
Yeah.
Don't hate that ass.
Don't hate it. He's a good looking dude. That. What am I supposed to say?
Yep. What else we got in the slideshow? Oh, the sitting down.
The sit down game.
The asses on the asses.
All sit scene over
on
here.
On brand.
I mean, they weren't there 5 minutes when they popped their chairs out. Like, what's that gif of Austin Powers, or not Austin Powers, Kenny Powers, or
no, I can't remember the movie now.
But it's the guy that plays Kenny Powers.
Yeah.
He pops that chair and they sit down, and that's what the all sit scene did. I also had to include the picture of Peyton Ruddy. Peyton Ruddy, the entire Ruddy family MVBs, right? I mean, they were out there cooking in the heat. Like, it was so hot. And he had the entire family, like the wife, the daughter, Peyton was there. My man showed up in a flannel. And I said, oh my God, he is going to cook. And Chef's like, hey, do you guys have any extra bum shirts or any extra merch that you could sell me for Peyton? And I was like, I don't have any extra merch. We usually don't carry it. But I did have this shirt that I specifically printed to go inside this. I knew it was going to be hot. And I'm like, I'm going to get this shirt printed and I'm going to wear it. But obviously, you can't be cooking bacon in a flannel. So I ended up giving this 1-of-1 special edition Johnny basketball slam shirt to Peyton. So I hope he keeps it. Johnny, did you get to autograph it or anything?
No, I was. I thought it was funny. I mean, very creative, Peter. Kudos to your creativity on this shirt. But no, I didn't sign it. I don't think he knew who I was at first. So
that could be true too.
So I could be signing it and be like, "Who the fuck are you?"
Right.
I said it was 1-of-1, but it piqued enough interest. I know My Sock Summer and Chirizi were like, "Are you guys gonna sell those?" And then Gordo came up to me. He's like, "How can I get one of these?" We might have to make, we gotta replenish the tailgate fund. These shirts might be a hit, Johnny.
If nothing, I'm okay with exploitation.
Oh, so you want me to do stuff for? You know what? I could do t-shirts of all you guys as well too, if you want to go play that game.
Wait, time out. That might be a good idea. Almost like how when Benetti and Stone used to get their own bucket hats, and now this year it was the NBA Jam, MLB Jam with Ozzy and Chuck, and then Stone and Schriffen.
Yeah.
Maybe we sell our own, one shirt for Dougie, one shirt for Johnny, one for Jason, and see what happens. Maybe the people are clamoring for it. Probably not. Almost certainly not. But maybe.
All right, what else we got?
So, Jason, I talked to you about this.
Yes,
I said
I'm jealous.
there is this angel of a man, guardian angel sent from the clouds, not on Twitter, not on the internet. He ended up Facebook friending me. So I gotta dust off my Facebook because I don't even know where it's at. His name was Eric Means, a bourbon fan from Antioch. He's like, hey, I know you guys do these whiskey at Comiskey tailgates. He had his own tailgate going, and he's like, I wanted to bring something to the tailgate and like share something with you guys. This was a bottle of 1969 Jim Beam Modern Masters, the dustiest dusty I had ever seen. And he's like, here, try it. I'm like, hell yeah. So I tried it. Drew Bogues' dad tried it. And then he's like, just kill it. He's like, why don't you guys just finish it off? What? I mean, there was like, I would say probably like 40% of the bottle when he got there.
I mean, still though.
I know. I'm like, no, put it away. Like I told him, I was like, we like doing these whiskey at Comiskey's, but not enough people know exactly how and what this is. Like, it's gonna go underappreciated. Like, let's just like save it for later. He's like, no, I got a couple more bottles. He ended up finding these bottles at an estate sale. He's like, I got a couple more bottles. You guys could kill it. So I killed it. This thing was unbelievable.
Give me some quick notes.
I'm very upset.
It was. I told him I've only had a couple dusty bottles of like when we went to Kentucky, and we went to Neat Bar. Jason, I had a dusty Wild Turkey that was from the 80s, and then we were able to have your bottle, Dougie, that you had found.
Yeah.
This thing blew those two respectively out of the water. It was so good. Obviously, it's so old that like it loses a bit of like punch, and it was only 80 proof, so it drank like a really oaky, like I want to say like I don't want to say Basil Hayden, but like a real oaky beam product.
Okay,
it was good.
All right, I'm still jealous. I missed that. You told me about it. I almost shed a tear.
So that's
all right, but that's it. But yeah, next tailgate, July 27th. It's going to be, fingers crossed, tequila at Comiskey. I am working on locking down a tequila sponsor at the moment, but we do have Green River, part of Bardstown Bourbon Company. They're going to be there pouring their line of products. So if you've never had Green River bourbon before, it's very, very tasty, very affordable as well. Probably one of the most underrated bourbons out there if you haven't had it before. So the rep from Green River will be on site pouring some tasty pours for everyone. And it's me and Dougie's birthday bash. We're gonna show the birthday girl how it's done.
Oh, that's right. It was the birthday girl. Jason or Johnny, you mentioned it earlier. I want to show this video only because, so I mean, credit to Julie who took it. We do want to celebrate Alexis's birthday, but it just shows everyone that was there and how much of a community this ended up, being. So here's a video.
Let's all sing happy birthday to Alexis. Three. Say happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Alexis. Happy birthday to you.
We got Schriffen.
Yeah.
We got Schriffen conducting. Artie was there with the family, the 108 crew, obviously our crew and our family. It was cool, man. So like to see how this has grown and see, not only what we've built, but all of our friends that have helped us and everything else. It's awesome. So I enjoyed that video. Johnny, that was your idea. I was like, we got a microphone. Why don't you hop on the mic?
Not only once, but twice I've had people sing happy birthday. I was the one, if you remember Milwaukee, I was the one who started spreading all that so we could sing happy birthday to Mary.
Yeah.
Now the second time everybody was paying attention at the game. So that was that was very, very easy. This one at the tailgate, I was trying to tell everybody sing happy birthday before the song ended. And once that song ended, everybody did not even do anything. I was like, all right, nobody's gonna pay attention. So I went to you and I told you about the situation, and you were like, yeah, we have a microphone, so that's why I got on the microphone. It was just a lot easier that way. And kudos to everybody who's saying happy birthday to her. So
It was fun.
it was.
All right, let's get to a couple super chats before we pay some bills here. Yes, because the super chat, the July raffle is now. So thanks everyone who entered in for June's. But this month's prizes, we're going to give away a bum flag. So if you want to hang a flag of us, if you don't, you don't. But that's the prize.
Someone's going to fly that flag.
Yeah, someone's going to fly that flag. We got one of the giveaway jerseys that were handed out on Saturday. We got some more Chickies gift cards, and we got a Lou Bob bobblehead. Get that now before he gets traded. So $1 equals one entry. So got a couple. First off, Lucky Spags. He put the smash that like button. White Sox Dom, another double Monday. Catch you guys after work. Cheers, Dom.
Dom's won 2 of these prizes, so I think I like that he's getting into the rhythm of super chatting. We appreciate you, Dom.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Little Yump. Hey, gents. Welcome back, Dougie. Here's some dough for the intern. Again, she's not paid, so thank you, Yump.
If people want to think that we pay Aaron with these super chats, keep super chatting.
Yeah.
Although she is unpaid. We've said that multiple times. She is an unpaid intern.
Yes, correct. Mailman Jack. Bermuda Dougie back in the Sadler. Yes, welcome back, Dougie. Thank you, Jack. And Drew Bogues, honored to be a part of the community. Love you, gents. Cheers, Drew. Thank you.
Cheers, Drew. I will say, Drew, obviously, big supporter. He's won and super chatted a bunch. I might like Mr. Bogues. Mr. Bogues and me hammered a ton of bourbon. He was helping me with the bourbon table. You were doing the Mitchies. Chef was cooking up a storm. The wives were helping. Johnny was mingling and helping. Mr. Bogues was there, ripping shots and then handing things out. And it was like, hey, can you grab me this? Yeah, I'll grab you that. He was like what would you say? Not a sous chef, obviously, but like a helper. He was the best. Appreciate him.
He's a barback. He's a barback.
A barback, maybe. Yeah.
All right, let's pay some quick bills here. The original Chickies Beef and Chickies Banquet is a proud sponsor of the BumCast. Have you tried Chickies breaded steak sandwich yet? Well, I have, and let me tell you, it's phenomenal. They start with a tender cut of ribeye, pounded out thin and coated in the most amazing Italian breadcrumbs. Then it's fried to perfection and topped off with ooey gooey melted mozzarella and a generous drizzle of marinara. It's a flavor explosion in your mouth. You'll take your taste buds to a whole new level. Come by and give it a try. And don't forget, every Monday, Chickies host their car and motorcycle show from 5 p.m. till dusk, located in the west parking lot of Chickies. Bring the whole family. Admission is free to spectators and participants. For dine-in, carry-out, drive-through, and delivery, it's Chickies Beef, 4152 Roosevelt Road in Hillside, or find them on the web at www.chickiesbeef.com. One take, ad read.
Impressive. Although we have a complaint. I never want to hear HBIC say.
I'll bring that up with the marketing department at Chickies that they don't want to hear ooey gooey again. Peter, what you want to what we owe Aaron?
A hat. I believe we owe her a hat. We should have probably bought it on Saturday. That's on us.
Okay, fair enough. All right, Aaron, we'll get you your hat. Apologize. Don't want to think we're. And then Mailman Jack, we also the gift cards are coming soon as well.
Yep.
He should have got his in the mail already.
Okay.
Oh yeah, good. Mailman Jack was on vacation.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Let's get to some White Sox talk here. So the first thing I just want a quick note. White Sox today are promoting pitching prospect Kai Bush from Birmingham to Charlotte. The 24-year-old who came over with the Lucas Giolito trade. So a very nice 2.12 ERA, 78 Ks and 80 innings in Birmingham. So let's see what he does in Charlotte, and hopefully he'll be up sometime in the summer if all goes well. So see what the kid's got.
if all goes well, you think, yeah, maybe end of summer, September call up. But I mean,
Yeah.
you never know with the pitching prospects. Some,
Yeah,
know,
you never
get
know. Sometimes they
bumped up,
struggle
and
in
then
AAA.
otherwise, and then other times, we probably won't see them till spring or summer.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's good. We've I think the last 2 episodes we've talked about the, whether it's Birmingham or AAA, we're slowly starting to see the turnover. And that's what we need, because we're gonna get to the next story, and
Yes.
the turnover's coming. Yeah, I mean, trade deadline's coming, and there's gonna be more turnover.
Yes. So the big story that broke on Sunday was Bob Nightingale, and he's wrong on a lot of things, but he's not usually wrong on the White Sox. We all know he's Jerry's mouthpiece, basically. So they tried to extend him, apparently, and that failed. We can talk about that in a minute too. But now, since those contract talks have broken off, looks like they're going to trade him at the trade deadline. Bob Nightingale says, as of right now, Sox had allegedly 15 teams call to express interest. He is making $800,000 this year, but he's under team control for the next 2 seasons. But the concern is his pitch count. He's already pitched 21 innings more than his career total, and they're probably going to, whoever takes him or whatever is going to have to probably shut him down or limit his innings, maybe put him in a relief role. Who knows how they would handle that. But there's been a lot of talk, and it's kind of like, sides of the battle here of, do you trade Crochet for the prospects? Do you build around him? I can make an argument for both. I could see why they would want to trade him because of he was injured before, his innings limits. He's going to command a big contract. We know the Sox don't pay big pitching prospects. Mm-hmm. But I also you can make the argument for keeping him because he's young, he's under control, he's the league leading in Ks. Mm-hmm. That doesn't really happen much for Sox pitchers. So the fact that we got that guy who can just, punch people out is awesome. And that's something you want to build around. You want that top of the rotation guy who he can be. But I want to get your guys' take. Where are you standing? Do you want to keep? Are we building around him or are we trading him?
My take is very easy. Are we going to be relevant before his contract is up?
No.
Then you got to get rid of him. That's easy, right there.
See, the problem that I have with that argument, Dougie, is that's just like a dog chasing its tail.
Yeah.
Like we said the same thing with Giolito, and we said the same thing. Or right. I mean, I remember. When we first started with Dylan Cease, but when we first started this, we got mad. Or Jason, we go back to this argument all the time. But the Lance Lynn, Dane Dunning thing, and I was happy with it when they were actually going for it. And you're like, well, Dane Dunning can be a guy.
Yeah.
But it's the same thing. It's just perpetual rebuild. It's the beef loaf sign that he has now of him. It's a perpetual rebuild. At some point, you got to keep your good young players and build around them. You can't just keep trading them because then it's never going to happen. Now, the argument can be made that I don't trust this organization and this front office to do the right thing or garner the right players in a trade for Garrett Crochet. But it's just a vicious cycle we're in. Jason, like you said, I could see the argument for both. If you're going to get a blockbuster deal, and if there's some team out there that thinks Garrett Crochet is going to help them win, and they're willing to trade for him, you have to do it. You got to garner those pieces. But at some point, Luis Robert, Garrett Crochet, even if it was Dylan Cease, or even he hasn't panned out, but Carlos Rodon and the qualifying offer that was like, at some point you have to pull the trigger and start spending money on these players, because I looked at it and it was a tweet somebody had out there. So in 2025, if you do what is expected and cut bait with Eloy and Moncada and all those other players, right now there's only $56 million in the books for 2025. In 2026, it's $36 million. It's basically just Luis Robert and his $20 million, option. And that's about it. I mean, that's pennies that you have to start spending money. And I know it's Jerry and we sell the clown shirt and we don't believe that he's going to spend money. But like, it's dog chasing its tail. So like, I want to say trade him, but I almost want to keep him and start building around him because we talked about it last week. Where if it's Crochet and Fetty for another year, and now Cannon and Thorpe, those can be guys. That's a 4-man rotation that I'm not saying is world beaters, but you could compete with them. The only issue I have is that the batting for like you have to, I mean, the bats are non-existent in this lineup, and you can't just go sign bats because one, you're not going to sign free agent bats, and Jerry never
for
had
not $100 million.
And there's
Right.
and just the free agent market next year for bats is non-existent as well.
Mhm.
So I understand, like, if you are going to trade for Jarek, or if you are going to trade Eric Crochet,
Mhm.
get some bats. And the problem is, like, I feel like it's flipped in the MLB. Have you guys noticed this? That we're like, even like 10 years ago, like pitching was the commodity. Like pitching was like what everyone needed and everyone wanted. And now it's like the bats have dried up and everyone needs a power bat and a guy that hits home runs. And obviously everyone's always needed that. But
Right.
just like the hitting's been down for, at least in my opinion, for the last like 4 or 5 years, where it's like slowly like flipped on itself.
No, I hear you. Just my whole argument with it is if the contract negotiation, if Bob Nightingale does have the insider info on that, and the contracts negotiations are drying up, they're not going to get any better as he continues to be good. And I doubt that they're going to open the checkbook any more than what they're already trying to do. I guarantee you right now, they're telling him, hey, remember, you're injury prone, I guarantee you, if we saw what the contracts are that they're trying to offer him, he's probably got a good reason why he's not taking them. That's just my guess. And I totally agree with you, Bologna, about the whole dog chasing his tail. But that's this is the organization that we support. That is what they do. So until they break that mold and the dog starts running after the car, it's still going to chase its tail forever. Until it doesn't, I won't believe it until I see it.
I think Jerry's trying to do the whole thing with lightning in a bottle type of thing where they did with the 2005 White Sox when they started trading like Meggs and Carlos Lee to, promising we I know we wouldn't have been able to have been paying them, but I mean that was like, they traded away for speed and they traded away for like, that small ball that Ozzie wanted instead of having like a softball team. Luis Robert, man, I mean, if the problem with him is that he can't stay healthy every year. There's something that is very fragile with him. Not like Eloy, but it's pretty similar. Where I don't remember the last time he's been healthy for a full season. So that's like one thing that yes, you can't keep him until his contract is up. I get that part, but if you are going to get something that is very valuable as far as trade bait and getting good players in return, I mean, we ain't going to go anywhere, regardless if it's 2025 or 2026, until they either spend the right money on the right players. I was looking at a statistic with the Cubs, and they have like the most payroll that they spent in their division, and they're in last place right now. And Milwaukee right now is in first place, and they spend, they don't spend as much as the Cubs, but they get the right players. I mean, we just need Chris Getz to get the right players for this team. Obviously Griffol's not the coach. I do not want him back. You got to get a right coach as well too. So that's another important thing as well too. You get all the players you want, but you got to get the right, don't get Tony La Russa or something like that again. or I'm losing my train of thought because I'm thinking of Tony La Russa. It's driving me nuts over here. But
He'll get you. He'll get you.
He'll get me. It's like the boogeyman. But bottom line is just like, yes, it can be a revolving door with this whole thing. You trade, players. It's going to be this whole same thing over and over again. But yes, I agree. I mean, it seems with the Birmingham Barons, those type of players, obviously, they're coming up. I feel very confident with them. Colson Montgomery as well too. We got a lot of good players right now in the farm system. It's just I just feel like we need a little bit more. And if it is trading Crochet or Roberts, I'm all for it.
Yeah, I I'm just worried. Look, we've seen what Rick and Kenny did, giving out those extensions early to the guys. Beside potentially Lou Bob, Mankata hasn't worked out.
Yep.
Tim Anderson didn't work out.
Right.
Eloy definitely hasn't worked out. So like we gave them a lot of credit for the Sox trying to lock up their youth core early for cheap, and it bit him in the ass.
Yeah.
And this is kind of, I'm on the side of maybe we don't extend him right now because he is going to come cheap next year with arbitration. So you're still going to have him for L2, but like with him coming back from Tommy John and then his other previous injury history, maybe let's see what he can do, if he can hold up, if he can eat more innings and stay healthy. And then we'll potentially have first dibs closer to his free agency to sign him if they want. Now, we already know that that's not going to happen because Jerry doesn't pay pitchers. He doesn't like giving out more than 3 years. He's still jaded by the John Danks, contract and everything. So I joked on Twitter that the scenario was Crochet asked for $100 million and they were like, okay, bye. We're trading you now. No. But like, that's what's going to take. And you're either going to have to take a chance or you're going to be like, okay, we're just going to keep on having young, unproven pitchers in our rotation every time now. Cause you're not going to get decent pitchers for fucking, less than 100 million. You're going to get the fucking Dallas Keuchels, of the world. So
yeah. This is something I just thought of because I was just thinking about like me arguing to keep him and build around him. And I understand he's signed for another year and he comes cheap. But then after that, what's the incentive for him to stay with the White Sox? Why would he sign an extension? I mean, his team's going nowhere. He knows the owner is not going to spend. Like at this point, this team is so bad that you can't sign free agents unless you overpay, and they're not going to do that. And they're probably not going to be able to sign their own guys unless you overpay or they give you a hometown discount. And I mean, the way Garrett Crochet's gone and his injury history and everything else, like there's no incentive. I mean, his agent would be crazy to give the White Sox a hometown discount. You got to get fair market value or not above market value. So,
he's seeing what he's seeing what he's doing right now, with the strikeout count, and it's coming together for him, right? It just, the question is his innings and his durability, right? So like obviously the stuff is there that they had what they saw when they drafted him. It's all the other unknowns that they got to deal with. So that's why I'm like, I would say yes, trade him, let someone else take that risk. Let's get something great back in return. Yeah. But then it's also like, yeah, but he's cheap next year, and we need someone to eat innings for this team and potentially help us win ball games. So like, what are we doing here? You could still, if you wanted to trade him in the offseason, you wanted to trade him next trade deadline, maybe that backfires. Maybe it could work out better. Maybe he does even takes the next step and he's a better pitcher, or he gets hurt again. There's so many unknowns. Like I said, you can make an argument for both sides. So maybe we just trade it, and knowing the Sox injury history and how we fucking deal with shit, just always sell high and never too late.
This is like Carlos Rodon all over again, where obviously he left in free agency, but with Crochet, at least you have that, option to trade him. The Sox aren't going to go anywhere. We're going to have the worst record probably in MLB history. The way that they've been playing pretty good like the past couple games, but it's that whole injury prone thing, it's the same thing with him as well too. Is like, you don't know what you're going to get with him. What about if he shits the bed next year and then we're kind of stuck? He's doing really well this year. You might get a good return with a contending team that has a good farm system. You might as well just pull the trigger and just get prospects, because we ain't going to go anywhere if we keep Crochet. And what about if he does get injured? It's a lot of what ifs, and that's the hard part, because we're kind of stuck in purgatory, baseball purgatory right now, because when we got a shitty owner, we don't know what's the unknowns of Chris Getz and if this thing's going to pan out what he's been doing so far. So it's a lot of what ifs, but like I said, I say just trade him, man. I don't understand why, people are just kind of like, don't trade him. Hey, we could keep him and we could build around him and this and that. I mean, yeah, it's a lot of unknowns, man. That's the problem right now.
Right.
Yeah. And I will say obviously credit to Garrett Crochet. When we heard that he was going to be the starting pitcher for this year, we're like, holy hell. Like it's like unproven commodity.
Yeah.
Like we all kind of chuckled and laughed. We had the opening day.
It's a Sox thing.
And we had the opening day tailgate, and we're like, we're gonna be still packing up by the time we're gonna walk inside and see a relief pitcher. And he shoved that day, and he's shoved ever since. And it's something that came out of nowhere. So yeah, maybe it's you catch lightning in a bottle and you trade him as high as possible, because I don't think anyone. I mean, Sean's in the comments, and he put the comment about like his ceiling being insane. It really is insane, and it's something I don't think even Brian Bannister or anyone anyone projected him being this good. We all knew he was good. We all knew he had the potential, but the fact that he's been this good, like insanely good, maybe it's the time to pull the trigger.
Yeah, and to your point earlier, Bologna, if Jerry's waiting for a hometown discount from anybody nowadays, He needs to get that out of his mind, because I mean, we just showed it 3 weeks ago, like how many players voted that they pretty much hate this organization, so hometown discounts aren't happening anymore. So he needs to right out the door with that.
Yeah, especially with pitchers, man. The pitching market is just too insane, where you have a couple good years and then you're making $25-30 million a year. So the Sox are never going to do that. Hey, you want a 2-year deal at $60 million? We can do that. But 5 years, 6 years, and that's not even that's years ago. Now it's everything 7, 8 plus, right? You see these insane double-digit year contracts going out, and it maybe for pitchers they'll get like 7. I think maybe for 7 is usually the going rate for pitchers now, 8 years, but like. Yeah, you can't rinky dink with like a 3-4 year deal for pitchers anymore, especially one as good, potentially as good as Crochet is going to be. So I think the Sox are their backs up against the wall, and I think they're going to just have to. He's going to force their hand, because we all know that Jerry's not going to pay.
Yeah. All right, before we move on from the White Sox talk, Jay, we forgot to show this slide. I kind of want Dougie to go ham on you, or you go ham on Dougie.
Yes. So I'll be honest, Dougie, I took that picture to troll you. I did not have Jerry's milkshake. That was Wally. Wally Money ordered the milkshake.
Oh, you didn't have it? You didn't try it?
No.
Get the fuck out of here. Why are we even putting this picture up there? I was hoping you had it and you loved it, and you were gonna tell Dougie to stick it.
Let me go ahead and scratch off one of my bums today.
Damn.
You can go bum Wally Money if you want, but I did not have any of Jerry's shake. I had a Modelo.
Okay.
Because there's one thing I learned in this life is that beer and ice cream are a very bad combination.
Well,
I was just gonna say the eyes you have in that photo, I was like, oh, that is not gonna end well on that trip home to Bolingbrook.
It did not end well. The alcohol plus the heat, was already a killer combo. And I did throw in there a bourbon pour when so one of the I forgot, I don't know who he was who came by and brought the Weller Full Proof.
Nice.
Dalton Atwater. He's been coming to the tailgates. He's been sharing his whiskey with us, and we share with him. He's a big whiskey fan. He brought the newest Benny's Weller Foolproof pick.
Yes,
a pick too.
So I apologize for not getting his name, but yeah. So like I was Dougie, I was like, there's no way. I ordered a Modelo to cool down. I'm like, there's no way I'm mixing beer and ice cream after being in that heat. So I would have, you would have, that bathroom would have been splattered.
Yeah, when I turned my phone back on, that was literally the first thing that came up. First fucking thing that came on my phone was just a picture of you with your shit-eating grin. And I was like, this motherfucker. Dude,
that was just a troll you, Dougie. I did not have any of the shakes. So
okay, all right. Well, I love
all
you.
right. Love you too, homie. All right. So the other big news of the day before we get to some nonsense and some fun is the Blackhawks are back, baby. They made some moves. So last Friday was the round 1 of the NHL draft. I gotta be honest, I don't like NHL draft happening on a Friday at 6:00 in the afternoon. That's a bad time for a draft, man. Like we had our happy hour, we missed the live show of it. But it started off. Let me get the. I lost my images here. Okay, so on the clock to the second pick, and here I go saying the names. Artem Leshinov was the second pick overall defenseman. He's probably going back to MSU. So we can talk about that in a minute. With 18th pick, Sasha Bosvert, I don't know, whatever, from Canada. And then they traded back into the first round. They gave a couple second round picks to Carolina for Marek Vanacker. There we go. Yeah, Vanacker. So let's talk about the Dougie. You got your Hawks on. We went back and forth, and I said I thought the Hawks were going to go defense. You wanted you didn't. You wanted defense too. So me and you are on the same page. Peter wanted demigod.
Yep.
But I believe you're happy with the move that even though he's probably not playing in the Hawks next season.
Yeah, no, I'm very happy. Defense is where they've been lacking, and they've been lacking there for a good while. And I understand, offense, but good defense in front of, and I'm telling you right now, the goalies that we have now, well, at least one of the goalies that we have now, isn't as bad as everybody thinks he is. It's just the defense in front of him. The guy can't face 100 shots a night and expect him to, keep every one of them out of the net. With this dude from Michigan State, he's a fucking game changer. Okay, I'm gonna tell you, he reminds me a lot of a Brad Marchand. Okay, or not Brad Marchand, the Rat from Boston. The fucking dude that gets underneath everybody's. I don't know why I'm.
I know what you're talking about.
The guy that pisses everybody off. Because
that's Brad Marchand.
Brad Marchand, yeah.
But he's a forward. I mean, he's a winger.
So what he does, the reason why he reminds me of him is because what he does is he defends your guys. He'll hit you and he'll skate away from you. So he's trying to make his contact, get out, and like instigate the shit out of you. Okay, so that's what I love in him, is that he's going to be the guy. If we can get him paired up with Bedard and you get the, defense and, the winger lines all set up and everything like that on the same page at the same time, it's going to be really nice because you're going to have a guy that's going to defend him. He's going to have his back because he got beat up a lot this year. And I don't know if you guys noticed it or not. I mean, not just like the cheap shots.
We talked about every week that they need an enforcer, man. They need someone to have his back and
right.
Just
exactly. And so that's what this dude's going to bring to the table. Plus, he's just the overall well-rounded. Jeez, I'm so fucking jet lagged. Well-rounded player. So he's going to be a solid kid. I do believe he's probably going to stay for another year at Michigan State. But that's okay.
I don't think he has a choice because the Blackhawks signed 8 people today. First day of NHL free agency opened, and it was Hawks just decided to go on supermarket sweepstakes, man. So, welcome back, Taro Teravainen.
Yeah.
Yes, welcome back. He comes back on a 3-year contract here, and then they also signed Tyler Bertuzzi, which another great 4-year contract on that. He'll probably be paired with Bedard. Laurent Boussois, I'm gonna hope that I said that right. Goaltender, which good. So bye Soderblom. Have fun in Rockford. And they also got Alec Martinez, Joey Anderson, Pat Maroon, and then Craig Smith, and late signing TJ Brody. So another good defense on that as well. So, but the big news, obviously, Taro Teravainen coming back. Great to have Turbo back, and Tyler Bertuzzi, also probably one of the top signings of the day for the Hawks, and then getting a good backup goalie in Laurent Boussois. So, we all talked about that. Soderblom wasn't the guy. We thought people thought he could take that step. He didn't. So he'll go back to Rockford. Hopefully he improves. But it's good that the Hawks now got legit goaltenders. It looks like.
Yeah, and Turbo coming back. That was awesome, and it was at way less than I thought. It's NHL money always seems so much lower. I mean, you got like no-name basketball players that are making fucking tons of money, and then like whenever there's a hockey player that I don't know, and you're like you see it and like it doesn't even make $1 million, you're like, holy shit, these like you want to talk about players that are underpaid. Fuck, man. It's freaking crazy. Martinez was a good pickup. I really, really liked him in Vegas. The one thing that I will tell you, the White Sox. Fuck, dude, I'm struggling.
Dude, Dougie is having a day.
The Blackhawks are the only team besides the Washington Capitals that have their 23-man roster already filled. Everybody else has a gap. Washington Capitals have theirs filled, but they are in cap space hell. I believe that they're almost 15 million over cap space. And in hockey, that is a shitload of money. So even though they have their roster filled, they're going to have to move some guys around to make that work. So it's good to see that the Blackhawks have got that filled. The one thing that Kyle said that he was going to do in the offseason was he was going to have this camp be one of the most competitive camps that the Blackhawks have ever seen. A lot of GMs say that. He's fucking doing it. I think that right now there's a nice log jam of players that could either be up, be down. There's going to be a lot of physical action in these camps, and it's going to be guys fighting for jobs. And I for one, very excited about it.
Yeah, it seemed like Kyle Davidson cooked, and I saw a bunch of tweets saying the same thing. The problem is I have all the faith in Ryan Poles cooking. I still not sure Kyle Davidson's vision for this team might be the right one or not. Like, obviously, Connor Bedard, generational talent, and now you're, building around him, and they signed all these players that are going to help. They're going to score a lot more goals. There's a lot more talent with the forwards.
A lot more tequila and Malort being drank.
So that's what I was going to say. Get ready to drink more tequila and Malort with the Blackhawks drinking rules. That's coming back in the fall, and I feel like we're going to have to either set a schedule or ration it off, because they did sign players that are going to put the puck in the net and they're going to help Connor Bedard. And while I agreed, Dougie, I was looking for Demigod. I really wanted that Russian. It seems like we're still at least a year away from like a couple of the defensemen, being there. Mm-hmm. The problem is the Hawks right now are still bottom 2 or 3 in the division, even with all the signings. This division is stacked. It's almost like the NFC North of you got to go through the Stars and the Avalanche and the Predators. Everyone's making moves and everyone's building up. So while we have the headline there that the Blackhawks are back, I still think they're at least a year or 2 away.
Yeah,
that was just me. That was just me being meatball on that. So, but yeah, because you mentioned it, Peter. Like the Predators bought as many free agents today as the Hawks did. So
yeah, the Predators had themselves a day.
And so the one thing I had this written down, Joey P, and you beat me to it. The biggest, in my opinion, the biggest free agent signing is not even. It's almost like the White Sox of getting a player back. Taylor Hall coming back to this team is going to be huge because he missed the entire season, and I don't think Kyle Davidson or the Blackhawks were ready for him to miss all that time because they really needed him. And while I'm worried about him, getting back into full strength by the beginning of the season, Taylor Hall is going to help Connor Bedard tremendously. Mm-hmm. So yeah, having Hall and Foligno coming back is just a little cherry on top because he was sorely missed last season.
Yeah. The one thing I want to say about the contracts though is that they're all like that 3-4 years. So you're not getting guys for that 6-7 years that Nashville was handing out today. Yeah. So they're bringing in veterans, but they're still focusing on the core. So it's a good blueprint that I think, because if the veterans guys don't work out, well, you only have them for 2, 3, 4 years, and then hopefully your young core is ready to compete and contend at that point. Yeah, it's my biggest thing was, like I said, for Lushinov, like obviously not playing, probably going back to MSU. So I don't know if there's any other restriction on the other 2 first-round picks, if they'll be up or if they're going to be anywhere else. So if you know, Dougie, please share.
I honestly, I don't know. I haven't had much time to look into it. I watched literally like that first pick, and then I was off drinking like an asshole. Yeah, so I do believe that Rockford is going to be stacked. Rockford, yeah, their AAA AHL team is going to be good. It's going to be really interesting to see how all this shakes out. And the one big thing that they're going to have now over anything is depth, because they got hurt really, really bad with depth. They had a bad injury bug where they had a good 10 guys. It was almost White Sox-esque, like they're in that December, January run. And they're gonna have a good core of guys now or whatever, to where they can pull up some guys from the AHL to stay healthy or to rebuild health if we do get that injury bug again.
Guys, we're just real quick. We're on the trajectory of going up here. We're not going down. A lot of good signings that happened today, and these are just stepping stones. We're very patient with the Bears right now, and they're doing very good. Peter, I know you mentioned about the GM comparison and all that. I trust Kyle right now. I think he's doing a hell of a job, better than what we had before. So, I mean, beggars can be choosers, or whatever you want. Do you still want, Bateman, or do you still want, Kyle? I think he's putting the Hawks in the right direction, and I'm here for it. I think by the time they get, to a point where, we want to, I know, Dougie, we've talked about this in previous podcasts. You're thinking about 2 years, 2-3 years that they're going to become relevant, a playoff team, is hopefully the time that Jason could, read the right names on these as well as these Hawks players. So
yeah, I need to hear them. I need to hear them pronounced correctly on the radio.
A hard time trying to get them going, but kudos to you on that one.
Yeah.
Last question for the on the Hawks. Who's on the front line with Bedard now? Bertuzzi?
Yeah, probably Bertuzzi. I think it's going to be Taylor Hall. If you have Taylor Hall up there, I mean, can you have Bertuzzi and Taylor Hall on the same line? Be interesting.
Be loaded. Yeah.
But I think if it was up to me, give me a returning Taylor Hall and Connor Bedard, and then that's your one.
I guess what? Play devil's advocate. See who he works best
Kurashev's
with in camp. Because he didn't really have much time with Taylor Hall, so he didn't build any type of bond with him or anything like that. Because he got injured so fast. See how it works in camp. Maybe one of them hits the tape a little bit harder. I don't know.
All right. That wraps up our Hawks talk and our sports talk. But before we move on to some fun nonsense stuff, it is time to pay some bills. Village Pub, located at 8839 West Cermak, is a proud sponsor of the BumCast. Since 1968, they've been proudly serving some of the best Italian food in North Riverside. Village Pub has you covered no matter what day of the week it is. They have half-price wine bottles on Tuesday, $5 off all burgers on Wednesday, and $5 off all pasta dinners on Sunday. And don't miss happy hour, Tuesdays through Thursdays from 2:30 to 4:30. So stop in the Village Pub today, then tell them the Chicago Sports Bum sent you. All right, Joey P says Kurashevs. Could be it as well. Yeah. All right, Peter, you got some nostalgia for us.
I do. There's a problem though. StreamYard is not letting me upload the slideshow. I kept it to myself on purpose so you guys didn't see the slides, and now StreamYard is being bad. So what I'm going to do, Jason, grab a question of the week, give it to the group. I'm going to have to exit and then come back because they won't let me upload the slide.
Also, the one thing we missed with White Sox talk, earlier. I just remembered you wanted to show me the video from Schriffen's home run call and get my reaction for it.
Oh yeah, we didn't even get to talk about the growling. Let's get to that. Dougie, were you able to see this or no?
No.
All right. People were up in arms, and I loved it.
And more.
Luis Robert Jr. back at the wall. Adios! La Pantera! On the prowl. He ties the game here in the 6th inning.
Oh, shit.
I love it. I want more of it. Give me the growl. Like that's the next you put it on. You can put it on the board.
Yeah, I think
need
it was like to the point where he was trying to do a catchphrase type of like moment. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I mean, I'm just impressed that after that long home run call, he had that growl in him, because that was a long home run call that he called. Holy shit. That was funny. That caught me off guard.
Yeah, that's awesome. Definitely more growling. Let's make that could be that would be a great shirt if it just hit the roar. Look out. Roar. What was that commercial? From back at
Bob Rohrman, right?
No, there was something else, like another
Right?
commercial. It was like, look out. Roar. Or maybe it was a movie or something. I don't remember.
I was thinking of Frosted Flakes. They're great.
All right, Peter's backstage. Peter's back.
I'm back. Unfortunately, StreamYard not helping the cause.
Oh man.
I tried to end
All
the
right,
slideshow. It's not going to do it. We're going to have to punt it until next week. It was awesome too. It was all 80s and 90s nostalgia, food, snacks, school.
Oh,
I
wait,
got it.
hold on.
Holy shit! Thank God. It was driving me nuts. Did we lose Johnny now?
No.
Oh,
He's
he's
here.
not showing up on my screen. Something's up. All right, let's just run with this now before something bad happens. So this is basically, so someone on Twitter had just this long stream of consciousness of just 80s and 90s things about us growing up. And I fell down a rabbit hole, and I'm like, man, I want to get your guys' thoughts on this. So it's in no order. I kind of grouped them first school and then like snacks and drinks and things like that. But just give me like first thing that comes into your mind, or like if you have a memory or a funny story or anything like that. So this was the guy. It was who F is Mick? He says, bringing back weird memories from elementary school, a thread. And the first one is obviously, everyone stands in the hallway and runs their finger along these cinder blocks. Did you guys have this? Because I had this exact wall at my school.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mine was a little different. It was almost looked like a red tile, but it was like red tile bricks, yeah.
Gotcha. No, I had this exact wall, and it's the same thing. You just you're standing in line waiting for the next class, and you're just running. You're basically fingering a wall.
Yeah.
Maybe that's how you learn, right?
I don't know. I mean, depends on the wall. So the first one is Scholastic.
Oh, the pop-up book club.
Scholastic Good Book Fairs. So I'll tell you guys right now, I knew when they were coming. Obviously, they send a flyer at home and it says give your kids money. And my dad would give me a 20 or something.
Yeah.
I would not spend it on any goddamn book there ever. Like from first grade to 8th grade, because that's when they had them, and at least in my school, it was no books I was buying. It was all the sports posters or sports almanacs. Those things were awesome. Whether it's like an NBA Inside Stuff magazine or books, or like some Ahmad Rashad magazine or something, or actual sports posters. That's what I was spending my money on.
That was those were some the best 2-3 days that you had at your school when
Hell
they had those things. Because and you had to hurry up and go quick. Those things got picked over. If you hesitated, so you had to go and find out what's the good books to get. But yeah, that was I missed those book fairs, man.
So I used to do the same. I used to do the same thing too with the sports. Anything that was sports related, I would always get. But I also would get something that I don't know if you guys were ever interested in as well too, which was Goosebumps. The Goosebumps.
Oh,
book
hell
series.
yeah.
I would.
Stein.
Yes,
Yeah.
I would get those Goosebump books all the time.
Dude, I used to when I was my tweens, whatever, I would like wake up at like 4 a.m. and like read a book before like have it done before like breakfast. Like those books were like awesome.
Yeah, it was what was the the curse of the not the curse of the werewolf. The ones with the dummy, the puppet.
Oh yeah.
Oh
yeah.
yeah.
I can't remember now. God damn it. Someone in the comments will. But yeah, man, book fairs. No books ever bought. Just sports posters and sports magazines.
Oh yeah.
Nice.
Gym class.
The death wheels.
The death wheels. Did you guys have these at your school? Because
Yeah.
I remember these where I mean, we talked about finger in a wall. These things is gonna amputate a finger immediately when you play like floor hockey with these things, or like what we used to do is either play like floor hockey with these or like relay races.
Yeah. Those things were just like, okay. The funny thing is like you go so fast, and then if you had a wall and you couldn't stop, you're either crashing into the wall
Yeah.
or you're just gonna tuck and roll and you're gonna like just scrape up your knee or something.
No, yeah, you had to have like good shoe. You better have a good pair of Jordans to get you to stop on one of those things. Because once you get going, you're going. Road Dog's in the comments said he knocked my 2 front teeth out in one of these things. These things were
So did Aaron.
holy shit. We had multiple teeth, people. Unbelievable. Man, those things were like freaking. There was no way those are legal nowadays. My kids will not see these things ever.
No. I saw a girl's hair get caught in one of them really badly.
We had some class action lawsuits about to happen because courtesy of the BumCast. John, you never had these?
No, I don't remember. I don't remember using those at all.
Yeah, they were like early, like first, second, third grade. Then we get too
that was
big
like
and
definitely in
fat
the
for them.
80s.
Yeah. All right. What about recorder or these the janky ass pencils that were good?
I
on
had
paper.
the pens.
The pen. These things were good on paper. These were the worst pens ever created. You couldn't write with them. The ink sucked, but it was cool that you had to switch like colors if you got the app.
I would try to see how many I could fit in the hole at the same time. How many I could get down at once.
Hello.
I'm sorry. Isn't this the same pen that Ethan Katz supposedly uses?
That's awesome. Yeah. Did you guys fuck with the recorders at all?
Yeah,
I didn't.
Yeah. We had like an 8th grade Christmas, or not 8th grade, 4th grade Christmas thing, the Russian bakery song.
You were rich if you had those pens.
Yeah.
Because then these
They're like 50 cents.
these made me think about it, at least in our school. Once you got from 4th to 8th grade, because it was all like 1st to 8th grade in Catholic school.
Okay.
From 4th to 8th grade, you were able to use pens, but it was only the erasable pens.
Yeah.
You guys remember those were dog shit too. Those were worse than
terrible.
these pens. The freaking eraser would just crumble like cheese, basically. Those were rough.
Yeah.
All right, hold on. Hear me out. Go back real
All right.
quick.
Yep.
Whiskey at Comiskey. Saxophones out. Recorders in.
Arjun, if you're listening to this, I'm sorry, my friend. One tailgate suspension. We're bringing in a ringer. Whoever could play the recorder. Some hot crust buns. That's the only one I could play.
Hot crust buns.
I love it.
All right, what you got next?
So these two things, when I was on that Twitter thread, there was like a differentiation whether or not you even knew what these things were. Obviously, you guys all know what the pennies were, right? For gym class or when you make, when you're on teams.
Oh yeah. Yep.
The one memory I have about those is like, depending on what gym class you had and like how old you were. Sometimes by the end of those days, and right here, dog, those things stunk. You better hope you had an early gym class. Otherwise, those things smelled like BO so goddamn bad. Like it was brutal. Yep, Missy's, those things fucking stank.
That's jock itch waiting to happen right there.
Yeah, it was terrible. Those
How am I 7 years old and have jock itch? Well, let me tell you.
Yeah, fucking school pennies. And then people didn't know what the chips on the right hand side were. Do you guys know what these were?
I vaguely remember.
Yeah. So the Missy, I remember playing bingo. These were bingo chips. We used to play bingo at school, and then you just like, yeah.
I was just thinking they were something more than,
Yeah, no, they're just bingo chips. But I'm like, every time I was scrolling down this thing, every single picture was just giving me a wave of memories that like I hadn't thought about these things in 30 years.
Yeah, we didn't have the jerseys. We had our gym class, we had reversible shirts. So one side was white and one side was red.
Oh, there you go. There you go. That's smart. Your school is smart.
Luke says those are still using PE class to this day. God,
I hope you watched those, Luke.
Yeah.
Do you remember the Stussy S or just the S that everybody drew? It was on every desk and every Trapper Keeper from like 1988 to 1996. For sure.
Oh,
Stussy S, yeah. Johnny, I was going to say, like, can we make like a bums design with this S? Because now that I have this nostalgia, it's like, let's just keep it rolling.
So we're doing a Southside and use that S as
Southside with the Stussy S. Who's gonna buy them? Like, throw a like and subscribe in the comments. All right, so this was the one that gave me nightmares even yesterday when I saw everything. How fast do you think you could do this, and how accurate can you do it?
I can't even see it.
18, 63, 27, 0, 36, 72, 45, 72, 81, 36, 0, 72, 63, 9, 27, 18, 54, 45, 9, 27, 54, 9, 0, 18, 9, 45, 72, 72, 18, 45, 0, 72, 36, 63, 81, 27, 36, 63, 72, 0, 72, 0, 45, 81, 45, 9, 36, 63.
Oh, shit. Now, I'm not going to go back and fact check that. No way in hell. So I'm just going to applaud you. Good job. Yeah. You've always been the math guy. You're our numbers guy. So good job, Jason.
Don't ask me, but I can multiply, but don't ask me the maths. I can't do the maths, but I can do some numbers.
What does that mean? You just did math. What does that even mean? You just did math.
He just did like a Will Ferrell in Old School where he just blacked out.
Yeah. What just happened there, guys? What I don't know what just happened. You blacked out there for a moment.
He said, "Is this Steiner math?" Yeah, that's a good point. You could multiply, but you can't spell.
I can't pronounce hockey players' last names, but I can multiply.
He just has them memorized, maybe, but that's still good. All right, now we're gonna get to the lunchtime snacks aspect to this, and that gave me a whole different type of nostalgia.
Johnny just froze at the awesome time.
Yeah, that's a perfect froze for Johnny. Do you remember the Lifesaver holes?
Gum. Yeah, I remember holes and the gum, man.
Yeah.
That was the worst gum you could have.
Totally.
The bubble beeper gum was basically like the zebra stripe gum. It was dog shit fruit stripe gum.
Yeah.
But like it was like, oh, I got a beeper, and they had the clip that you would put on your belt, pretending you had a pager on you. I haven't thought about these goddamn things in close to 40 years, and I saw this picture, and I'm like, holy shit.
That's awesome.
Yeah, holes.
Yeah, the holes are good. They should bring those back. Those things were good. Delicious.
I think that was like a shot at Tic Tacs.
Yeah. Do you remember this gum?
I do.
With like the juice
cartons? No, I don't remember that.
Yeah, I hadn't seen these things in a long time. We're having holes for lunch, boys. Yeah, these things.
Pride month's over. Pride month's over now, Sam. We can't. Can't have any
Like
more
this-
holes for lunch.
The only thing I remember about this gum was it was basically like the powdered gum that was like in like a Topps or Donruss like baseball pack.
Mhm.
That gum that like is basically an eraser, like just dust. It was not great. Johnny, you back?
He's back.
Yeah, I had to turn off the USA game because I've been watching this the whole time, and I don't think they're going to even advance. It doesn't look good. So
I know I'm watching it 0-0, 61st minute. We'll talk about that later.
Yeah.
Julie said she loved the gum.
Oh, Crystal Pepsi.
I've never tried that before, ever.
It was bad. As a kid, I remember getting so hyped up about it. They used to sell it as a 2-liter whenever you bought Pizza Hut pizza. So I would order Pizza Hut pizza and ask for Crystal Pepsi. Looking back at it now, it was not good pop or soda. I'd much rather have like the classic RC that comes with the pizza. But at the time, dude, Crystal Pepsi was hot in the streets.
Hell yeah.
I prefer the Pepsi Twist, to be honest. I love the Pepsi Twist.
Okay. I was a Pepsi
Never
Blue
had
guy.
Joey B said he just ate 3D Doritos in Mexico 2 nights ago. They still got them there. They still got them. It's the future. The future is Michoacan.
They just rebooted them last couple years ago. They're
Did
not
they?
as good. Yeah, not as good. Yeah,
I don't remember liking them.
Yeah.
Because they're like hollow inside, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just like that the Doritos, and there probably was their big bag was 99 cents, right? Like they can't be like the smaller bags.
They used to have like the medium sized bags, maybe.
Yeah,
know.
I think it says like
it's probably-
2.5 ounces or something.
Yeah, Crystal Pepsi was
Yeah.
awful. Treesy's in the comments. It was not great, but at the time, it was the future.
Yeah, see, I got a couple Pepsi Blue lovers.
Oh, now see,
Oh.
if you didn't get the swirl, get the fuck out.
Yeah.
Chocolate,
the swirl.
chocolate swirl, or get the fuck out.
The swirl with these things were fantastic. And I love like they just didn't give you a spoon. They just gave you like this wooden piece of shit, and everyone was happy with it.
I have PTSD about these guys.
What do you mean? They gave you diarrhea or something?
No, they had the dog version of these.
Did you eat the spoon?
No, they had the dog version of these, like growing up, and it was like for your dog. And yeah, I mean,
And you ate
So you
dog
ate the dog one?
yeah, I ate the dog one. Yeah, it was just it just didn't have any flavor. It was like a watered down, peanut butter, but like I didn't realize it until like halfway through.
Dude, so we used to go to Wrigley. So I talked about it earlier, but it was a Catholic school. I was an altar boy, and one of the rewards, I mean, I hope the comments don't get too bad. There was no shade to this one, but one of the rewards was you get to go to a Cubs and Sox game every year. So we would go to a Sox game and a Cubs game as like part of like the altar boy service, and I do remember those. Those were great at Wrigley. All right, last one, and this is the one I saved the best for last because this thing gave me just like I thought about it for a solid hour.
Oh fuck!
You remember these things?
Yeah.
Dude,
No.
Fuck those things.
No,
Fuck those
I
things.
don't remember this.
I used to house these things.
Your
I mean,
shit turned green with these, man.
was that
This turned your shit green, dude.
Yeah, who cares? Not my problem. It was
Oh,
vanilla.
chemicals in your body.
It was
might
like
be.
it was like vanilla, like pudding or like custard almost on the inside, and it was like the same. All right, so throw these out. You remember the normal ones, right? With like either grape or strawberry filling. Do you guys fuck with those at all? The Entenmann's ones or any of those? The Hostess ones?
Yeah.
Turtles. Are you talking about the Turtles ones?
These or just the normal ones that they sell,
Oh,
like
yeah,
at gas
those.
stations and stuff like
Oh
that.
yeah. Not the I don't even remember these.
It looks like an empanada. It does kind of look like an empanada. A delicious empanada.
I just remember going to the store, and if it wasn't the right turtle on the wrapper, I wouldn't buy it.
I mean, we've talked about this in the past, but maybe not with Dougie. I mean, we have the Turtles slideshow. I used it today as the start of the BumCast. Which turtle did you identify with?
Donatello.
I mean, you're a Raphael. I don't care what you answer. You're a Raphael, John. And I've always been Michelangelo. I'm give me a slice of pizza and I'm happy. I think that makes sense. You guys are gonna have to figure out who's Donatello and who's.
Hold on. I deserve a voice. You don't just go ahead and just start putting things on me.
That's
saying
a very Raphael thing to say. That's a very Raphael thing. Continue.
I'm done with this. Go eat your weird turtle pies that you were eating.
Yeah,
I will. I wish they still had them. I would have them all the time.
I always bought the Ninja Turtle cereal, and I would just fuck the cereal and just eat the marshmallows.
But with no milk.
No milk, raw dog.
You've always been a raw dog and cereal person.
That's right.
Crazy.
All right, so yeah, we're gonna have to figure it out. I think you're gonna have to move from Donatello to Leonardo, Jay. If you're calling yourself the HBIC, you're gonna have to be Leonardo.
Fine.
Dougie has been moved to Donatello, and now we got the turtles.
All right.
Who's their splinter? Aloha, Mr. Hand. Artie Gumball. Chirizi in the comments. Who's the splinter?
Chirizi's got the beard. You know, that's kind of looking like a rat-looking beard.
Who's Casey Jones?
Praz. Praz is Casey Jones. He shows up every once in a while, just causes havoc, and then leaves. Goes back up to the north side.
Hey, when in Rome, right?
Joey P could be Splinter. He's not that much older than us. We're gonna have to figure this out. But yeah,
maybe we can do that for like get a next. That'll be another segment coming up. Which White Sox Twitter personality is a turtle character?
And we should just do cartoons. I mean, we did The Simpsons once. We should just do 90s cartoons. We could do that.
Yeah,
I like that.
I like it.
All right, that's the end of my nostalgia train.
That was awesome.
All right. Very good, Peter. Very good stuff. As I mentioned to you guys in the comments, next week we're going to be doing Fuck, Marry, Kill. I got some good ones here for the Fuck, Marry, Kill. I won't tell you until next week. So,
no, you won't tell us the theme. Nothing. No hints.
No hints. Not yet.
All right, that's fair.
Okay. All right. And with that, it is time to end our show and bum some people.
It happened again. I was drinking while you were talking. All right, here we go.
I think he's a bum. I think he's an absolute bum.
You call me a bum? My man, I take that with pride, with honor, that I'm a bum. I'm the king of the bums, baby.
Because you're training like a damn bum, you know that? Bum. A bum.
Bum. All right, let's start off with our listener what a bums and MVBs.
All right,
Here we go. From Clem. Guest of our friend of the show. MVB Grimace for making the Mets look good. LVP, I think he means bum of the week. Wind. It's always windy now, and that we constantly lose trees and power in my town. It's driving me nuts. Underground's the way to go, baby. Power top power lines. Recipe for disaster.
So I'm glad he hit me up. He saw the tweet. I think it was Julie. I wanted to talk about the Grimace of the Mets thing because it's so stupid that it's awesome. I love it. And I've been an anti-Grimace guy. I've been an anti-Grimace guy since back on the Drafty Pod where I said he's the most punchable mascot. He just looks like a punching bag. But what he's doing, revitalizing the Mets and turning them into contenders is awesome. So maybe we save it for next week, or should I just ask you, Jay, which mascot do you think would revitalize the White Sox in a Grimace type way?
We said it's the Goose. We need the Goose Island Goose back to break the curse.
Yeah, that's true. It's been cursed ever since then. It was all downhill after the Goose.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
Tell you, at the game yesterday, random grimaces everywhere. Absolutely everywhere.
Dude, I saw a Grimace. It was a lady Grimace, but it was a lady in a Grimace suit. She was doing the biggest beer bong I had ever seen in one of the parking lots in wherever. What is it? What's the Mets stadium called?
City
Field.
Or City Field, yeah.
Outside of City Field. It looked awesome. I want a stupid, but the goose isn't funny, dude. We need like someone like, like the Noid from Domino's Pizza or some bullshit.
Hey, Tadahito,
yes. We need the Noid or like the Little Caesars. Wait, they didn't like Chirizi and My Sock Summer have like a 20 Little Caesars? We need like a Little Caesars mascot or something.
Quick super from Missy, late bum. Clem the gay meat Mets and Grimace made me feel alive.
Clem the gay Mets. Oh, I don't know.
All right. King Ass, MVB, me. Bum of the week, me. #balance.
Yin and yang.
Always
I appreciate that.
Yeah, always gotta have balance. The fifth bum, Original Joey P. Bum of the week, NHL for reinstating former members of the Blackhawks management team involved in the disgusting scandal during the dynasty. Yeah, and it sounds like Bowman's going to Edmonton. So,
did they announce that already?
I don't know if it's been announced, but signs were pointing that he was going to sign with Edmonton, but for an unknown role in their front office.
Yeah, that was so lame, dude. Like, obviously, like it doesn't matter anymore. The Blackhawks are moving on from the situation, but there was a lot of people really happy about Joe Quenneville getting a second or third chance, and like people don't realize like he had a lot to do with it, and he just covered it up on their like I didn't know, and like they didn't tell me. I'm like, dude, it's Joe Quenneville. He had a storied career, and he had hands in everything. Of course, he knew, and the fact that like it's been what 2-3 years. That's stupid.
Missy asked, "You guys never heard of Rat, the band?" Yeah.
No, she's saying that she's referring to the Mets because you guys didn't know what was going on. Once Grimace was he threw out a first pitch. I don't know if you saw that Grimace threw out the first pitch.
Yeah, they've been awesome since then.
Yes, and it was during like the game, like Pride Month as well too. So that was kind of like a whole thing where it was him that was like when Grimace threw out that pitch, they were like undefeated for like I think 7 or 8 games or something like that. So they kind of just like ran with that. That's what she was trying to get at.
I understood that. I thought she was calling Clem gay. He's like, Clem's our guy. He's been a long time guy for the Bums. I was unsure.
Yeah.
All right.
And go back. Joey's MVB.
Oh yeah, my bad.
Tennessee Volunteers men's baseball for winning the College World Series for the first time in program history. Good for them. Yay.
Nobody cares, Joey.
Yeah. Bum of the week, SP Plus parking. Yep.
Yeah. Simple enough.
MVB, Chef Reddy and his sweet family for being the nicest people, cooking some bomb food when it's 1,000,000 degrees out, even bringing along some vegetarian sausages for us non-meat eaters. Yeah, he did. That was awesome for him to.
Yeah, help Aaron and then Mrs. Gumball.
Mrs. Gumball. Brian, bum of the week, Saturday's weather. My sunburn is sunburnt. Yeah, it was brutal. That overcast left and everyone baked. MVB Angel Reese for her double record. That's awesome. She's going to be in the contention for Rookie of the Year, and we'll see what happens at the end.
It's going to be good. I mean, she's surpassed everyone's expectations. We talked about it last week with Aaron, but she's been awesome.
Yeah. Road Dog, bum of the week, parking lot sunburns that could only be diverted by a simple pop-up awning if only the authorities would allow it. I'm telling you, man, things got to change in that lot after going to Milwaukee. June 1st, Milwaukee tailgate ruined me coming back to Comiskey, man. Like, I want all those nice things.
A couple 2-tree tents. That's all we asked for.
Yeah.
It would have been perfect, especially for a day like Saturday. But, yeah.
Otherwise, all of us lot Bs, we're going to have a class action lawsuit for because we all got skin cancer and moles and stuff, and now we got to sue the White Sox for class action, mesothelioma or whatever it is. MVB McGriddle's balls by Chef Reddy.
Awesome.
Yes, those balls were awesome. Spooky Sweet, bum of the week. Supreme Court definitely. That's some stuff coming out. MVB Chef Reddy and his family. Spread looked great. It was great.
What did the Supreme Court do?
Oh, I'm not going to get into it right now, Dougie, but just go ahead and read.
You've been on vacation. You got a lot to catch up on. Okay. There's problems.
I'll add it to the list.
Yeah, add it to the list. Add it to the reading list.
Bogues, MVP, everyone at the past tailgate who was welcoming my dad and me with everything myself and my friends gone through. It's been great to be with great group of people, having a fun time. Cheers. See you next season. See you next season, Mr. Bogues and Papa Bogues. Bum of the week, Saturday's heat and humidity. Seems to be a trend.
Sticky.
Yes. NASCAR Mitch, bum of the week, the idiot in the White Sox marketing department that scheduled NASCAR Day the same day and time as NASCAR race.
I don't see what the problem is. It's giving you people options. Not everyone's going to be at the race. Maybe you get, FOMO, and then you get to go to the White Sox game and enjoy NASCAR night.
Can you imagine not going to the race and your FOMO is solved by going to a White Sox game? Oh, man.
It made me laugh when we got that one.
Sean Janko, bum of the week, people who shoot off fireworks during broad daylight when it's not the 4th of July. You know what? I know people blow off fires before, but daytime fireworks pre-4th of July is bananas.
Yeah, we had a couple this weekend early. I don't like it either. We got a couple of those same sentiments. Well, obviously, Micah.
Cities that stage their fireworks display right next to an animal shelter. Yeah, that should
not be legal.
Mapped out.
There's got to be some sort of barrier
radius. Radius.
Yeah, yes.
Blast radius, whatever.
Yeah, that's pretty bad.
And finally, ending it with Mailman Jack, bum of the week, backyard fireworks aficionados that rev up a few days early to get ready for the big. I'm gonna lose a finger show on the 4th. I get it, America. Let's blow off some stuff. Just wait until people are awake, please.
Yeah, he said
no daytime fireworks.
They were going off at 4 or 5 in the morning for him today while he was getting ready for work, I think. But we got one last one. It's a feel-good story from Mailman Jack.
Yeah, MVPs. My Wonderful Life, Chris, and Iberostar Grand Bavaro Resort. Ooh, that's where I wanted to stay, actually. Ooh, you got to tell me how that was. We just returned from the Dominican Republic on a wonderful anniversary trip, 29 years. And frankly, I wish we were there a few more days, but glad to be back. This sounds like we were there for 29 years. If we were there that long, I probably weigh 400 plus pounds with all the Iberico ham I had eaten every morning. So,
Hamon, yeah. Mailman Jack, I think he
I said ham
and tweeted at me multiple pictures of Iberico Hamon.
Oh, same.
Throughout his vacation. It was awesome, but I had FOMO. So I wanted to raise a glass. Happy anniversary for
happy anniversary to the Mr. and Mrs. All right. Let's get to ours. Peter, kick us off this week.
It's no surprise, gentlemen. I purposely took away the Cerveza Cristal drop because whenever I talk soccer, Jason interrupts me with the Cerveza.
I'm looking for something. I need something to get ready to.
It's gonna be quick. It's 1-0 right now. Uruguay. The United States men's national team is gonna bounce out of the Copa America at home with their golden generation. I'm gonna couple this with the Mexican national team that got bounced out from basically playing at home yesterday. CONCACAF as a region is failing the United States and Mexico. There's no reason why these people should not be advancing. Bum of the week, the best. Wait, what did I miss? I like this.
I'm 100% gonna need the backstory on that.
The July the July tailgate. We're gonna have Arjun versus Alex. That's gonna be awesome. But yeah, dude, obviously I'm a big fan of the men's national team. They should have done much better than what they're doing at Copa America right now. The World Cup is in American soil in 2 years, and this team is in shambles right now. They got to fire their coach. They got to figure it out. It's no bueno. All right, that's it. I'm done. MVP. Jason, we had talked about it earlier. I got this picture right here. Actually got 2 MVPs. The first one, the Lady Bums. Whiskey at Comiskey cannot be possible without the help of Julie, Sarah, Mary, when she's there, Missy, Aaron, Marge, Mrs. Ruddy, everyone that helps. These, I mean, obviously, it's ride or die. Like, the fact that Julie and Sarah and Aaron and everyone was out there sweltering heat. And yeah, man, like we appreciate everyone's support, but especially Julie. She lets me basically run wild with anything and everything Chicago Sports Bums. First, it was one lowly podcast, and then it turned into a live stream, and then it turned into a couple of tailgates, and now it's 2 podcasts because of the Bums Happy Hour. And slowly we keep building this up, and it takes up more time. And she's been there. She and I'm sure it's the same thing with you guys. It's like we're growing this all together, and we appreciate everyone. So yeah,
Yes,
obviously the Lady Bums, thank you, because we love you.
We do.
All right, and my final MVP, and this is more of a thank you to Dougie. We missed you, Dougie. We really did miss you
too.
Like we missed you not only on the podcast, but at the tailgate, and being in Bermuda, you're radio silent. You popped in whenever you could, but today you hit us with a banger of a text. And it was you standing in line, waiting in the airport next to future Johnny. Holy shit. This is like Days of Future Past. Like, Johnny, what, like the Illini shirt, the mustache. You said, hey, we should have asked him some questions. Like, do the White Sox win in the next 2 years or something?
What year should I put my money on?
Oh man, he had nice kicks on. You can see Madison in the picture with her messy hair. She is mesmerized. She just looked at me and she was like, "I'm like, yeah, it's him."
It's him.
Oh yeah, but no, dude, it was so wild. And so I take this like just getting into LaGuardia, and I'm like, this is crazy, man. Like, what are the odds of me running into this guy? And then fucking dude, I text you guys just a little bit later. He's sitting right behind me on the plane, like right behind me. I was like, no, I'm like, if this dude starts talking about like gym reps or polecats, I'm like, I'm out.
Yeah.
I'm out.
He pulls out his wallet, just a bunch of polecats, like admit ones.
Right.
Holy shit.
When you sent this over to us, I could not stop laughing. Like I thought it was the funniest thing because I'm like, what are the odds that one? Okay, people wear mustache. A lot of guys wear mustaches now, so that's like not it's not uncommon.
Yeah,
but the guy's wearing a fucking Illini shirt is just the fucking icing on the cake here. Like, what the fuck, man? But that's not going to be me in the future. Okay, let's just put this way. The guy clearly doesn't work out. He even has a fucking hat too. I'm done. I'm done for tonight.
What the main thing was, we should have checked what was in the bag. If there was vinyl records in there,
yeah,
we knew it was him. We would have known it was him.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was we missed you, Dougie. And then when you sent that, I was like, he's back. He's back, baby.
Hell yeah.
All right, Dougie, what do you got?
All right, so I have a cluster of stuff. I'm going to fire off my MVBs real quick. MVB, I'm gonna MVB Eloy for coming back because I was on the cruise ship rocking my shirt like Eloy would. So when I went to the steakhouse restaurant, I forgot to button back up, and like I normally do, I dropped some food on myself, but it went on my chest and not on my shirt, so it saved my shirt. So Eloy is my MVB for that one. Second MVB, RAWR, for a different reason than you guys. Every time I go on a trip, I am on a massive hunt to find authentic, real Cuban cigars. He put me on the link for a place where I didn't even have to go there and do like the whole like, is it fake? Is it real? Knew exactly when I got there. Authentic. Shout out RAWR. Appreciate you, brother. All right, now on to my bums. First one is going to be New York people in general. They are some of the rudest motherfuckers on this planet. Okay, so Madison, the kind-hearted person that she is, every time somebody sneezed or anything like that, or she bumped into him, she'd say, "Excuse me," or something. So one dude sneezes, and he sneezes like 3 times. She gives him 3 bless yous, and the dude just blanks her. Not nothing, just blanks her. And Madison looked at me and she goes, "How come he didn't say thank you?" I said, "'Cause he's from this shithole town." He looked at me then. But that was where it ended. That was where it ended. Second bum, the Mets Uber system. Fucking terrible. Rain delay game. Was there a little bit later than we should have been. The way that it works for them, you go to a central location, and so it's not crowded. They, as soon as you hit the button send and buy your Uber, they tell you one of 3 directions to start walking towards, and that's your stand to go pick up at. So, of course, we pick one, and it's all the way on the freaking other side. We get there just in time for the Uber. He blows past us because he doesn't see us standing there, okay? So I had 3 more people cancel. So now the sun is setting in Queens. All of a sudden, it's a scene out of fucking Thriller. All these drug addicts and everything like that are starting to walk around, and they're like, they just look like fucking zombies. Normally, I wouldn't care. I've been in situations like that with me, sometimes with Mary. But when my kids are seeing it and my kids are involved, it kind of sucks. Kind of sucks answering those questions. So, Mets Uber system, you're bums. Speaking of Ubers and my kids, I'm bumming my kids. My kids are my bums. They have been, this entire trip, every time we've gotten into an Uber, these kids are ripping ass. Okay? I have a very credible 5-star rating on my Uber, which with that 5-star rating, you don't get hit with the peak, the peak premium pricing and stuff like that because you are a 5-star customer. They've tested this the entire trip. I mean, I'm serious. Like, nothing in the hotel, nothing anywhere we went. As soon as they get in these Ubers, I swear to God, it was like a fireworks show. And I just don't understand it. I was talking to Madison. I'm like, what gives? I'm like, can you just not fart in the car? She's like, Well, it just killed me. That's all I got. New York's all right, but people suck. Not Sandy.
All right. Johnny, you're up.
Yeah, first off, I want to say, these are my MVBs are the people who reached out to me. I was on the podcast last Monday because of my, as I mentioned a couple weeks ago, my uncle passed away, and I got nothing but a bunch of people like reaching out to me, calling me, texting me, just checking up on me in general. And that meant a lot to me. I was going through a rough patch and obviously still, but I want to thank everybody who has definitely close to my heart. I appreciate all that love and support. So my what a bum is the NBA, maybe not be the NBA itself, but the whole thing with this Bronny James drafting the Lakers and all that stuff. This kid should not be in the NBA. I'm sorry. He was the 7th. No, he was like the 7th or 8th best player on the USC team. That I just think that Bronny, because he has a last name, because his father's like LeBron James. You never seen Jordan. Jordan had kids who were playing basketball as well too in college and all that. You never seen them get that because they weren't good. They weren't good enough to be in the NBA. This kid should not be in the NBA, and this absolutely sucks that a lot of other players who were undrafted, who were well-deserved to be a part of the NBA, who actually could probably ball better than Bronny. It's definitely they need to reevaluate how they do this or how they draft and stuff. He got drafted. Bronny got drafted. There's players who were far better than him that got 10-day contracts that are fighting to be on this team. And just because his name is James doesn't mean that he's going to be a great player. I can't actually wait until see how he plays in the NBA because he's going to get shredded in the league. So, hey, NBA, do whatever you want for LeBron James and whatever. it just was actually brutal for them to like have him get drafted just because like he's LeBron James' kid. So that's my bum of the week of not only the Lakers but it's also to the NBA in general for this.
I'm glad you brought it up, Johnny. And it was something I had a conversation with Julie with, and I'll go across the room. The Lakers in the NBA are almost like the gold standard, right? They're the Yankees. They're someone that, you know, they've won all the championships. They're in contention always. If you're a Lakers fan, how pissed are you right now? Because you've fallen so far from that level that you're, you know, acquiescing to LeBron James and now his son. They're not going to be in contention. They're not going to be good next year. And they're talking about him, you know, giving up some of his contract for them to be able to sign a couple guys that it's not going to matter. But how pissed would you be if you're a Lakers fan right now?
Pissed.
It's brutal.
Well, you're going to see all those Lakers dads with their sons and wearing, you know, the dad jersey and wearing the son jersey, you know.
You and Hunter?
Yeah. Yeah, me being caught dead at a basketball game.
That was a good one, Johnny.
All right.
Yeah, I liked it.
I'm going to take us home. I'm going to try to run through mine. First bum of the week, Columbus Blue Jackets for not accepting that trade for the 4th overall pick from Kyle Davidson. He offered 2025 first-round draft pick, and they were obviously going after Demigod. Blackhawk or Columbus said no. You fuckers should have taken those first-round draft picks and the future picks. So bum of the week, Columbus Blue Jackets for not letting us have two top 5 picks. Fuck you.
That would have been awesome. We talked about it on the happy hour. I said do a Ryan Poles and move back into the draft.
Yes.
If he's there at 4, 5, 6. That's exactly what we said. And it supposedly it almost happened.
Almost happened. Yeah. So that sucks. Number 2 on hockey still. The 42 NHL beat writers, reporters, journalists who didn't vote for Connor Bedard to be Rookie of the Year. The fact that he even got 3 third-place votes, go fuck yourself. That is so fucking stupid that anyone who watches hockey could think that Connor Bedard shouldn't have been unanimous. Like, and I know that's they do the same thing with the Hall of Fame. Oh, no one can be unanimous in this and this. So you always got to vote someone. But Bedard was easily the Rookie of the Year. So the 42 people who didn't vote for him, fuck you. Bum.
Yeah, those third place votes were fucking egregious, dude.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah. Okay, so my main bum is it's a little lengthy article here, but I'm gonna read it. It's the cesspool that is White Sox Reddit. That is like the lowest of the it's like the worst of the worst White Sox fans.
Get him.
So
go get him. Get him.
Yeah. Okay, so you're getting doxxed here, motherfucker. This is from Splinter's Master. So if we always said Aloha Mr. Hand is Splinter, this might be Aloha's account.
No, we're not.
I'm joking.
We're not putting Aloha in this nonsense.
No, Splinter's Master says there are a few kids about 19, 20 years old minding their business in right field bleachers at today's game. They had beers in their hands, but weren't being mean or loud, just enjoying the game. Security came, checked their ID, and escorted them out for nothing. Later in the game, I was giving the pitchers in the Braves pen a hard time, not swearing or being extra rude, just doing the pitcher's got a big butt routine. Nothing crazy. Security came and checked my ticket. Nothing happened because I wasn't being unreasonable. Seriously. You can't get people to fill the stadium and you won't let fans be fans. Come on. The fuck is going on with this team? You're underage drinking, you fucking idiot. Like, of course they're going to escort you out. You know what the liability is if those kids get in a car accident or something and they're underage drinking? Like, you're mad at security for escorting under 2 kids under. And I'm not saying you don't drink if you're not 19, 20. You do that in your home, but like, whatever. You're at a game. Yeah, you can't be. If they check your ID, like you can't be pissed off at that. Like they tried to pull it off. They got caught. They got escorted out, and this guy's pissed about it. Like some of these people don't use logic when they think about stuff.
Yeah, I mean, counterpoint as someone that, along with the Southside Bum, have been going to games together since we were 14, giving Pepsi cans to get in for $5 on a Monday. I sympathize with those kids. You're just trying to have a good time.
And I get it. But like, you can't be like the fact that security caught him and escorted him out. Like, you're mad at security for doing their job. Like, I don't get what you're mad about, dude. Like, yeah, okay, they tried to drink, they didn't bother and they got caught, whatever. But like, yeah, if the liability, man, if they got a DUI or something, or if they got an accident,
well, yeah, that's bad news.
Then
bad news all around.
Yeah, then the Sox are liable for not checking their IDs, and they're fucked. And then Jerry doesn't have any money.
Yeah,
and then we have
no. It's true. Like, how obnoxious were these kids that they got their IDs checked? If you are underage drinking, and this is not I'm not giving out tips, but you would think you'd be low key about it so you don't get caught.
Road Dog with the inside info. Somebody has to call in and complain for security to bother checking IDs. So
maybe it was like narc. Maybe it was this narc on White Sox or White Sox Reddit. Joey P. This for sure has to happen. New segment, reading White Sox Reddit. Because I like it. You nailed it. I've had a couple complaints about them. I know My Sox Summer has, and now Jason, you got this. They are the worst of the worst.
Yeah,
I'm just trying to figure out where the bleachers are in right field.
Yeah, that's a good point. That is a great point. Ain't no bleachers there.
There's no bleachers there.
Must have been a Cubs fan. This probably was a Cubs fan.
Case closed.
Yep. All right, and then quick MVP. Thanks everyone who came out to Whiskey at Comiskey on Saturday. We really appreciate it. Again, thanks to all the Bum family, the Bum Cartel, Chef Reddy, his family. Thank everyone. That's our show for today, guys. Thank you for staying with us at this 2-hour mark. Thank you everyone who super chatted, who liked, subscribed, commented, shared. We appreciate you all. We love you. We'll be back next Monday. Guys, have a very, very safe 4th of July. Drink all the beers, eat all the hot dogs. Go America. Fuck yeah.
Yeah. Good night, Kobayashi.
Kobayashi.
Keep going. Keep going. Amazing.
No. I love you all.